Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you that don't know, I competed in the UK final of Galaxy last Friday as Mrs Lincolnshire Galaxy. It was my first time ever competing in a pageant, and when I started the journey and first got my place, the first thing I did was go on YouTube and look for girls talking about what it's like doing a pageant, and especially Galaxy, and how to prepare for it. And I found that there wasn't that many videos out there, so I really wanted to make this video for any girls that have just started their pageant journey and they just want to know a little bit about what happens, what they can expect, and how they can prepare as well. I had the time of my life at Galaxy. I met so many amazing people, and it was just a wonderful experience, and everything that I got to do in the run-up as well. So I thought I would just talk about what the day was like and tell you a little bit about what I did to prepare as well. So let's get to it. So first of all, I just thought I would tell you a little bit about how I ended up doing a pageant. So I've been thinking about doing one since I was a teenager. It's always something that I was really curious about, and it'd always been in the back of my mind that I really wanted to try one. But I think at the time I'd have been too worried about what people thought of me. Whereas now my confidence has grown as I've got older. I'm married now, so I competed in the Mrs section of the competition, and yeah, my self-esteem has just grown, and I care a lot less about what the minority might think now. So I thought, why not? Let's go for it. The impact that I can have and the people that I can help means so much more than those people that might not like what I'm doing, and you're always going to get those people. So why not just go for it anyway? So to enter the pageant, all you do is go on the website and you fill out a form. And then I heard back within a week and found out that I had been selected, shortlisted, ready for the final, and then eventually found out that I'd been given the title of Mrs Lincolnshire Galaxy. So once I got a place in the final, that's when I thought, right, I'm doing this now. I wanted to do it well, and I had no idea where to start. If you've not done a pageant before, it's a complete other world and you don't know where to go from there. So I needed to find a sponsor first of all, which is quite daunting if you've never done anything like that before. So it meant contacting a lot of businesses and proposing that we have a bit of a partnership. So you have to tell them what you can offer them and also what you need in return from them. So they may pay for your entry fee for the pageant, but then in return you can provide them with modelling, any sort of business way that you can help them with promotion through social media and those kind of things. So I tried a couple of different places and I got shot down a couple of times, which can be quite difficult. It does sometimes feel like everybody just is saying no, and some people just don't understand, and you get a few knockbacks, but it's so important that you keep going. I think a lot of doing a pageant is all about personal development, so I've grown so much as a person in the last 6 months that I've been competing, so it's really important to just be persistent, keep going, keep contacting places. And it worked for me because I ended up meeting Heather, who owns Glitz and Glamour Boutique in Sleaford, and she was 100% behind me. She sponsored me, she gave me dresses to wear to different events. And I have in return done some prom dress shopping sessions with girls. I've been to the shop and helped out. I'm going to be doing some modelling for her, and we're doing a promo video soon for the company. So we've really got a bit of a partnership going. I do have a marketing background, so my degree's in marketing, and I work in marketing at theatre full time. So I've been able to help her a lot in the marketing side of things. But whoever you are, if you're doing a pageant, you have a skill set and there's always something that you can offer to them in return. So I will wear her dresses to balls, and if somebody asks me where my dress is from, I will take business cards and pass them over to Heather to get in touch with her. So it's just about finding a way that they can benefit you, but you always have to benefit them as well. It's a two-way relationship. So make sure that if you promise things, when you find your sponsor, then you've got to follow through on those things and just do as much as you can to support them in return for them supporting you. I've got my appearance folder with me, so you create an appearance folder which contains everything that you've been doing in the lead up to the competition. So there's lots of things in here, and you compile this all at the end. So all these appearances are things that you do throughout your time in the lead up. You don't have to do them, but you do get 5 bonus points from doing appearances, and it's 0.5 points for each appearance. so you recommended to do at least 10 to get maximum points on appearances. And I did lots of different things. I'll just have a flick through and tell you a few things I did. So I attended a breast cancer ball. That was my first ever appearance, and Julie organised that, and she is a breast cancer survivor, so that was a really nice thing to go to, and I'm really glad that I got to support a lot of local people as well. I've done a few different modelling events, so I got to model at the Belgate Wedding Fair. That was the second appearance I did, but I also modelled at Woody's Wedding Fair, which was more recent, so I got to do that. And also that opens a lot of doors. If you go to these different events and you're modelling and people like you, they might ask you to model for different photo shoots on different events as well. I went to see my first pageant, which was Miss Teen and Junior Miss Teen, Miss Junior Teen and Little Miss Teen Great Britain, I think. I hope that's the right title. But yeah, I got to meet loads of pageant girls there, and it was my first time seeing people up on the stage in a pageant, and I thought that was really useful. I know they were a lot younger than me, so it's slightly different, but just to see how the whole thing runs and to see people on stage, I would definitely recommend going to watch a pageant if you're competing in one, and just seeing what the whole event is like. I'm in the local press, so I sent out a press release once I'd found my sponsor, so that I could include her in the press release as well. So I sent out a press release to all the local press, and I got featured on the Lincolnite website. And also I was approached by a magazine, a local glossy magazine, which are doing a feature on me at the moment. So they wrote it before the final, and then I got in touch with them to let them know how I did in the final afterwards. And they are just finishing the article, and it goes to print on Monday, so a week on Monday I will receive that magazine through, and it will be going out to all the people in the local area, so I'm really excited to have a look at that article and share that as well. One of the really nice things that you get to do is help other girls with the campaigns that they're doing. So Mrs County Durham Galaxy, who is now the actual reigning Mrs Galaxy UK, she did a barefaced beauty campaign. So we went along to Charlotte Clemmy's photography studio, who is an amazing pageant photographer. She did my headshots as well, but she does amazing headshots. Even if you're not doing pageants and you're just thinking about getting some headshots, they're so nice to keep. She does business headshots as well. I'll link her details below, so if you are thinking about getting any sort of photos taken, then Charlotte is really amazing. But we went to her studio, so we did a no makeup shoot. So that was quite daunting, but it was really empowering actually, and we really enjoyed it, and it was nice that we all came together and did that together. And then also the day after that I went to a pageant empowerment day. So there was a confidence boosting workshop, and it was about how to deal with the pressures and stresses of life in general as well as in pageants, and that was just a fantastic session, and I really went away feeling positive and feeling like I could juggle all of the things that I was doing in life at that time, because when I first started doing the pageant I was finishing my masters in journalism and doing my final project. I was also working full time, and then I was doing all my pageant stuff on the side, so it can feel quite overwhelming at times, but doing a session like that really puts things into perspective. And that was a brilliant day, and we also got to do headshots on that day as well, and I'll never turn down getting one of Charlotte's headshots done, because like I say, she is a wizard behind the camera, so any chance there is to get a picture with her definitely is worthwhile. I also got to go to the current Galaxy Queens Pageantland ball that they held before they handed over last week, and that was for the Christie charity. So part of the pageant, their chosen charity is the Christie, and all the girls raise money in the lead up to the competition. So it's completely optional to raise money for the Christie. You don't have to do it, but it's another huge achievement, and it's another thing to say you've done. I think a huge part of the whole experience for me was all the build up and all the things that I got to do in the lead up to the competition. So I would definitely recommend just jumping in feet first, raising money for the charity, doing as many appearances as possible, because these are the things that are going to shape you more as a person, and also give you opportunities further down the line as well. And going to the Pageantland ball meant that I met loads of other pageant girls. I met the current queens, and I met the director of the pageant, and it just made me familiar with everybody. And then the day of the pageant I felt so much more relaxed, and I went in and I felt like I knew people and knew a bit about the venue as well, because the ball was in the same venue as the pageant. So I have to say, one of my absolute highlights of the journey was going to Age UK Valentine's Tea Dance. So I went along, I took the afternoon off work and I went there from my lunch break until the end of the day, and I got to dance with so many elderly people, and I got to dance with one man who's a 94-year-old man, and his wife is no longer mobile, so they both have always loved to dance, but he can't dance with her anymore. So I got to be his partner. I had the honour of being his dance partner for the afternoon, and we did lots of dances together, and he taught me all of the traditional steps to all the different dances, and honestly my cheeks were aching so much. I had the best time, and it was just one of the highlights of the whole thing for me, the fact that I could really impact somebody, and I felt like I'd made their day, but they'd made mine as well, and yeah, it was really fantastic and something that I will continue to do every year, even if I'm not competing anymore. So then there's 2 more appearances that I'll tell you about, just to give you a little bit more of an idea. So the project that I really wanted to do and carry on working on after the pageant as well was to develop a confidence and self-esteem workshop for younger girls. So obviously, as I said, I wouldn't have had the confidence and self-esteem to do a pageant when I was a teenager. A lot of people probably thought I was quite confident at school, but I had something that you call outer confidence, and I actually talked about this in my workshop with the young girls. Outer confidence and inner confidence are 2 completely different things, and I had a lot of outer confidence and people probably thought I was a really confident person, but I lacked inner confidence a lot. And I really want young girls to have inner confidence and to do the things that they want to do and to achieve as much as they can. So I developed a workshop. So I did a lot of research. Obviously, I said I went to the empowerment day for the pageant, which was with a wonderful psychologist, and I took a lot of what she taught me to redevelop and target it to a younger audience to take into the school, as well as doing just a lot more research and using a lot of my own personal experience. I want it to be really relatable to the girls, so I told them a lot about myself and my own experiences and how I haven't always been as confident as I am now, and that it's something that you develop over time. So I'm really hoping that they took something away from that, and it's something that I'm going to continue to do. I had the best time going to the school and doing that, and I want to go into more schools and just reach as many people as possible with the message about how you can increase your self-esteem and confidence and how you can achieve, because all it takes is for you to take that risk and go for something that you might have been too scared to do, and you'll achieve things that you never even thought were possible. So that's something that I'm really passionate about taking forward and an absolute highlight. And then the final thing I'm just going to mention is part of my raising money for the Christie was holding I did it as kind of a send-off party. It was the weekend before Galaxy, so it was a bit of a farewell to me and good luck for the competition, and also just a party to raise money for the Christie. And a lot of my family and friends came, and my family's friends as well, and the amount of support that I've got is just unbelievable. I can't thank people enough. Family, friends and people in the local community have all done so much to help me, and this wouldn't have been possible without all of those people. So if anybody's watching, then just thank you so much for doing that. So that event that I organised raised £500 for the Christie charity, so overall I raised around £620, and it is a charity that's close to my family's hearts as well, as we've had a lot of cancer within our family, and the fact that I could contribute to helping somebody that is going through that and their families was just an absolute blessing as well. So that was a fantastic event, and thank you again to everyone that's helped and supported me with that. And I look forward to doing some more charity things as well, even now that the UK final is over. I would definitely recommend early on, if you are thinking about competing, to look into makeup artists and people to do your hair, because it's a really important thing to get done on the day. It makes you feel so much more confident. It was so nice to wake up in the morning. I had to be up at 7 AM ready for makeup because it starts dead on 9 o'clock. So I had to be up early, and it was nice to just go and relax and have somebody else do my makeup as well. So I mentioned before Charlotte Clemmy, who I did lots of photos with on the run up to the final, and she did all of my headshots. So you can see some of those on here. So when I went for my first session, a pageant portfolio session with Charlotte, the UK Glam Squad were there. So that's Duncan and Patrick, who do hair and makeup, and they are fantastic. And they did my hair and makeup for the photo shoot and made me feel amazing. And I would definitely recommend getting a professional hair and makeup artist when you get your pictures taken, because they make you feel flawless and they make you look flawless. So it really helps Charlotte with editing as well, because you already look, they just make you look airbrushed. I don't know how they do it, they're like wizards, but they do. And the hair always just looks completely in place and big and curly, and just nothing that I'm able to create myself, trust me. But I would recommend getting some professional hair and makeup done for your headshots, and also booking in hair and makeup for the final. So it was really nice on the day of the final. I had to be up at 7 AM because it starts dead on 9 o'clock. So it's an early start, and it's nice to just get up at 7, go along to your makeup artist and sit there and relax and wake up and compose yourself, ready for the competition while they make you look beautiful. And then I went and got my hair done by Duncan. So my makeup was done by Kirsty Martin, who was absolutely lovely. It was the first time I met her, but I was just so comfortable straight away. She's such a nice person and makes you feel really at ease. And her makeup was fabulous. I felt great. And then I went and got my hair done by Duncan. And I had an updo, so I'll put up a picture of my updo. I thought it was really important that I wanted to stick with my own kind of style and theme that I always have, but to have an updo during the day and then my hair down at night time. So he did a lovely updo. I couldn't believe how nice it was, and that made me feel great for the day as well. So this video has ended up being a little bit longer than I expected it to be, so I'm going to split this into 2 parts. So this is going to be my Galaxy experience part 1, which is about the lead up to the pageant and how to prepare, and then I'm going to create a Galaxy experience part 2, which will be the rehearsals and the on-stage show and competition of the pageant. So I'll insert lots of pictures and videos in that as well of what happened during the day and on the evening of the competition. So if you'd like to see that, please come back and join my channel and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be coming with that video soon. So just keep tuned and I'll have that up in about a week's time. Thank you for watching.